Today is the last day of April, and all around the world what that means is it's World Tai Chi Day. So, I'm excited you're here. Hopefully you are too. We're going to do a very brief intro level class today, and what's nice is in so doing, we're going to be able to participate in the practice of Tai Chi with people all around the world. The last Saturday in April, all over the globe, is World Tai Chi Day with a theme of one world, one breath. And here we are. The idea is at 10 a.m. in each respective time zone, people practice Tai Chi and send a wave of Qi and breath and peace all around the world. So it's a way where we can all celebrate together the joy that comes with this old Chinese martial art. And it's also a way where we can engage in some time for inner work, meaning there are a lot of health benefits that come with practicing Tai Chi, such as improved balance, for example. Tai Chi is one of the most heavily researched forms of exercise all over the globe for improving or even maintaining balance and motor control. But also, there's a deep meditative aspect available in Tai Chi as well, because we really do a lot of intentional thinking of trying to coordinate hand movements within a technique, of trying to coordinate those hand movements at the same time with the footwork, and coordinating that with the weight shift, and coordinating that with our breathing. So if you're thinking about all of those things, you realize that just like the great mystics of all the world's religions say, an intense focus on the present moment is required. And in doing that, we also get to enjoy some deep belly breathing, diaphragmatic breathing, which is known to cause a wave of relaxation through the nervous system. Some people like to use deep belly breathing as a means of unwinding a really wound up, a really tightly wound up or hypersensitive nervous system. Also, in practicing it, we get to get rid of some stress hormones too. So there are a lot of benefits: postural awareness, flexibility, balance, coordination. Whatever brought you here, great. Maybe you're just here because you were scrolling on Facebook. Maybe you're here because you wanted to support Tribe Wellness. And that is our clinic here in Dallas, Texas, where we help a lot of folks with balance and with postural concerns, along with a whole lot of other things. It's where I practice physical therapy, and I also want to be sure to note that what we're doing today is not physical therapy. It's a low-impact form of exercise. And with me is my pal Junior, the world's sweetest dog, who's preparing for another nap. Before we get going, I just want to level set with you on one quick thing. What matters more than the benefits of your exercise or your meditative focus is your safety. So if we do anything today where you start to feel a little wobbly, please grab something to hang on to. Feel free to use a countertop or a chair, sturdy, something that you can lean on for support. And please know that everything is easily modifiable, but since I can't see you, since I'm just broadcasting this live without two-way interaction, I'm not sure how to modify it for you. So I'll give you some ideas, but know that if you're doing this, you're participating at your own risk because I'm not there with you. Anyway, I always like to start and finish our work in a traditional manner, standing tall, and as a sign of respect to each other and where we practice, we can give a slight bow. And normally, I'd have us do a warm-up, but since we started late, because I couldn't figure out YouTube Live, we'll just head right into it. The first thing we really want to feel comfortable with is deep belly breathing. So what I'll have you do for that is to find what a lot of people call a Wu Qi state. So remembering that Tai Chi is an old Chinese martial art, an internal art. There are some terms that are probably less familiar for folks. One of them is a Wu Qi state. Wu Qi means emptiness. So what does that mean? We're trying to empty the mind with some deep breathing. So why not get the feet about hips width, maybe a little bit wider. Soften the knees a bit. Tilt the pelvis back. Try and draw the pelvic floor up and in. Shoulder blades back and down. And just as if there was a string attached to the crown of your head, stretch the crown of your head up. Arms a little bit rounded. We'll get into some techniques in a moment, but first we just want to take a moment to do some deep belly breathing here, trying to achieve that Wu Qi state. So we'll breathe in through the nose, slowly and deeply. And as you do that, try and really pull the air down towards your stomach and feel your stomach expand outward. We'll breathe out through the mouth, little by little. We take slow, deep breaths in Tai Chi. A lot of people use a phrase like a lot of little bits of air. Or they'll say things like, try to imagine sipping the air rather than gulping it. So we're drawing it in slowly and deeply for maybe a 3 count or a 4 count. And then we're letting it out slowly for a 3 count or a 4 count. Trying to get in this nice Wu Qi state. If nothing else today, this deep belly breathing has a nice calming effect. And there's an old saying in Tai Chi, there are a lot of old sayings, but one of them is, from emptiness comes breath, and from breath comes movement. Or as some teachers say more simply, Wu Qi, Tai Chi. So let's begin. We'll begin with a technique called drawing the silk. It's what we use to begin and end all of our forms. Forms are choreographed sequences of movement. And the first one we always use to open the gates or to close the gates is this one, drawing the silk. So we'll let the wrists lead the arm motion here, breathing in and inflating those wrists up to shoulder height, no higher than shoulder height. Then we'll bring the palms out and let the arms float back down as we breathe out. Slower is better in Tai Chi. And a lot of people think that's what helps with boosting or building proprioceptive awareness, getting that sense of where is your body in space. Helps with that awareness of how is your posture relative to the rest of your body. Where is your weight distributed? And a lot of people think going slower really helps with improving coordination. So if nothing else, you got that going for you. So again, we're going to breathe in all the way up, out, all the way down. In little by little, and out. There's footwork involved with this technique as well. And what we'll do first is we'll start out with our feet together. Shoulders back, head up high. We'll take in and let go of a nice, slow, deep breath before we begin. And then I'll mirror you like you're looking in a strange mirror. So I'm going to move this leg and I'm going to call it my left. The hope is to make it easier for you when you're looking at the camera. So left heel comes up, and without putting much weight in that left leg, we're going to take an empty step out to the side. Then we're going to shift the weight to the middle of our legs as we draw the wrists up, palms out, and we'll sink, breathing out just a bit, keeping the head up, keeping the back up. To get out of this, we can draw the wrists back up. We can step in and lower down. Hands lower down, heel lowers down. Again, heel up, step out, breathe in, drawing the wrists up, palms out, sink, breathing out. Reach back up, breathing in. Step in and lower the hands and the heel together. One more and we'll go on to our next technique. Heel up, step out, draw the wrists up, sink. Try to coordinate that arm motion with the weight shift, with the sinking, with the breath. Okay. Next up, from this position, we're going to do some footwork for our next technique. So you can just put your hands on your hips for now. In physical therapy, when I'm helping people out with balance training, weight shifting is one of the easiest ways to begin. Slow weight shifting, side to side. And what we're going to do for this technique is, for where we were sinking down a bit, we're going to shift the weight over to the right leg. The left foot's going to step out in front, a little bit wider than hips width, with the heel down and the toes up. So we step out on the heel, and then little by little, we're going to sink the hips as we shift the weight, flattening both feet. So we're going to flatten this front foot a little bit at a time as we shift the weight into it. Front knees bent, back knees straight. This is a stance called otter stance or gong bu stance. Some martial arts call it bow stance. Some people think it looks kind of like a lunge. Whatever you think is fine, as long as you're doing it with the weight sinking straight down, front knee bent, back knee pretty straight. To get out of it, we'll sit back, we'll pick up the toes, and step back. Let's do a few of those. We'll shift over, step out on the heel, slowly rolling the hips forward, rolling the weight forward, flattening the feet. Sit back, toes up, step back. One more here, shift over, step out, flattening both feet, push the hips forward, come back, toes up, step back. We're going to do with this footwork a technique called boxing the tiger's ears. For this one, we'll make fists with our hands. So nice tight fists here. We're going to angle those fists so if this is the donut part of your fist, both fists are turned down a bit. So we reach out with these fists, turning the thumbs or the donut side of the fist down a little bit, keeping the elbows a little bit bent. This is, since Tai Chi is a martial art with a fighting application to each technique, the fighting application here is a double temple strike. Bam! So you want to think about hitting right about eye level, side of the head, first knuckle, second knuckle, making impact. Or if you're here for peace and relaxation, perhaps you might think instead about rounding out and breathing out. Maybe you want to think about sending out love and compassion, whatever, it's up to you. But what we're going to do is, from our posture earlier, where our feet were about hips width and we're sinking down, we got those nice tight fists. We'll shift over to the right leg, left foot steps out on the heel, and as we roll forward into otter stance, we're reaching those fists out to the side. To get out of it, we'll sit back and step back. Let's try with the other side now. Right foot steps out on the heel. Breathe out as we sink into it. Come back, breathing in. We're trying to keep things simple because it's an intro level class. Stepping out, breathing out, flattening the feet, sinking the hips. Coming back, breathing in. Other side. Step out, breathe out, and come back, breathing in. Again, out, and back. One more. Out, rounding those arms, keeping the head up and back up, and coming back. So far we've done two techniques. We've done drawing the silk. We've done boxing the tiger's ears. Let's get a little crazier now, okay? This one has a little bit more normal of a name, or a little bit more of a name that makes sense, I should say. Nothing is normal in life, but something might make more sense than another thing. So for this one, it's called block up and kick, which means we're going to kick, which means you need to be safe if you're kicking. Because some people I work with, okay, some people, students I've had in the past, can kick higher than I can. Awesome. Hope you can. That'd be great. Some people do pretty well with their kicks. Some people say, like many folks, we're all a work in progress. So they're going to find where they are today, figure out that safe but challenging, or challenging but still safe level, and keep working. So if you need to hang on to something sturdy while we do this, please do so. There's no benefit in balance training if you end up falling over, right? That's just not helpful. I say that because some students I've had, their kick is simply picking the heel up and trying to tap the toe a little bit. And if that's challenging, and as challenging as you can get while remaining safe, that's where you are today. Great. Go with that. Eventually, over time, you can bring it a little higher and a little higher. That'd be awesome. Other folks I've worked with may pick the knee up a bit and kick a little lower. And that's fine too. Still others will say, well, a really good kick involves first picking a knee up and then kicking out with good control, pulling it back and lowering it down. So I want you to do what feels challenging but still safe for you. So the footwork here, you may grab onto something while we get it down, would be to shift over onto a stance leg, like your right leg, for instance. Pick the left knee up, press the heel forward, pull it back, and lower down with good control. If you're not there yet, don't worry about it. Maybe you're doing this one where you're picking the knee up and tapping the foot and trying to get as much time on one leg as you can. Whatever. We'll do a few of them now. Shift over, knee up, kick out, pull it back, lower it down. Again, shift over. We'll breathe in, inflating that knee up. Breathe out as we kick out, pull it back, and lower down. Again, breathing in nice and slowly, kicking out, pulling back, and lowering down. Let's try the other side. Shift over, knee comes up some amount, heel goes out some amount if you can, pull it back, and lower down. Again, breathe in, kick out, pull back, lower down. Hopefully you can feel those hip stabilizing muscles working. I was just telling a friend yesterday, a lot of times in this digital age with social media, glute max, the cheek muscles, they tend to get a lot of attention on social media. What's more important are those hip stabilizers that keep your hips level while you walk. We're working those when we're kicking here because we're picking the knee up. We're trying to keep the hips level. We're kicking out. We're pulling back and lowering down. And you might say, sure, man, that's not where I am. And that's okay if that's the case because the goal is just the practice. The practice is the gift. So, that's the footwork for the kick. There are hand motions too that we'll do. And since the technique is called block up and kick, you better believe we're going to block up. And we're going to do that by crossing wrists and reaching up. So, again, mirroring you, pretending this is my left wrist because it's on probably your left side of the screen. If it's more confusing, I'm sorry. We're going to cross the side you're kicking with as the bottom hand. So if I'm kicking left leg, left wrist comes underneath the right. So crossed wrists here. And what we're going to do for this motion is we're going to bring this up to block up just above eyebrow height. Then the left hand will reach straight ahead and stop at shoulder height. The right hand will reach to the corner and stop at shoulder height. So again, if we're kicking left side, we're crossing wrists left under right, breathing in, reaching up, kicking out with the left, right arm to the corner, stopping at shoulder height, lowering down. Let's try a couple of those. Breathe in, blocking up. Reach out, breathing out. Again, cross wrists, block up, one arm straight out, the other's to the corner. If we were alternating sides, we just did this one on the bottom, now we'll do this one on the bottom. So the right arm comes under the left. Block up, reach out. Now the left hand goes to the corner, right hand out in front. So if we're doing right under left again, we breathe in, blocking up, reach out, breathing out, in, and out. If we're alternating, we'll go left side, blocking up, reaching out, right side, breathe in, breathe, 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 reach out. Again, left side, right side. And you can feel how this low impact exercise, it just helps to spread the synovial fluid around in those joints, on those joint surfaces. It helps for gentle range of motion. But also if you sped it up a lot and somebody reached at you or punched at you, you could bam, bam, catch that punch, reach it out of the way, block it out, and kick them. Or instead of kicking them, maybe you're gathering in peace and sending out hope. Whatever. It's all up to you. There's a meditative practice involved, is all I'm saying. But there's also a martial side, which is a nice balance of two opposing things, just like so many ideas in life. Let's put this together now. And like so many other techniques, we'll imagine almost like we've got a string attached from the wrist on one side to the foot on that side. And what do I mean by that? I mean, if I'm kicking with this left leg, again, if you need to stabilize, hang on to something. Don't worry as much about the block and hand motion. But if you feel okay with it, left under right, shift over, blocking up as we pick the left knee up, reach out, kicking out, pull back, and lower the arms and the foot together. Other side, right under left. We'll breathe in, blocking up, breathe out, kicking out, pull back, lower down, left side. Breathing in, out, lowering down, right side, in, out, lowering down. Good. So that's block up and kick. It's a fun one to work on balance, to work on coordinating those hand motions with the footwork. So far we've done drawing the silk, we've done boxing the tiger's ears, and now we've done block up and kick. Let's do one more. It's a lot of Tai Chi. I know it's an intro level class. Traditionally, an intro level class might be a few stances and one or two techniques, but it's World Tai Chi Day. We're practicing this stuff right now with the same wave of chi and energy as people all over the globe. So we can take in their energy and hope and think, maybe I can do one more technique too. So let's do a simple one, which is just press forward. So the hand motions are really simple. Arms are a little bit rounded. And you could think, I'm going to gather up some chi, some energy, some air. I'm going to scoop it up, keeping the elbows relaxed. When I get to shoulder height, wrists relax. I'm going to point the fingertips forward and press the palms forward. Again, lowering down, we'll breathe in as we scoop up. Point forward and press forward, breathing out. In, slowly and deeply, and out. Why not do one more? In and out. Good. Okay. So that's our press forward technique for the hands. The footwork for this is very simple. Again, that idea of coordinating hand and foot movements, harmony of hands and feet. We're going to shift over to one leg as we scoop up and step out on the heel. Hips do the driving as we shift forward and press forward. Sit back, step back. Other side. Scoop up, breathing in. Step out, breathe out. Come back, lowering down. Breathing in out. Come back. Lower down. Again, in and out. Coming back. And lowering down. Good. So you feel that harmony of the weight shift, driving the hips forward, leading that pressing motion. We're going to get a little crazy now, okay? And we can handle a little crazy, right? It's 2021. We can handle a lot of crazy if we need to. But we can get a little crazy here, and we can string those movements together. And you might be thinking, no, I can't string those movements together. To which I would say, maybe you can't yet, but we're going to try anyway. And that's one of the great joys of martial arts training is not only the growth and development of learning the techniques and feeling a little more confident doing them, but doing things that maybe you didn't think you could do before. And I got to tell you, I've seen so many cool and maybe even amazing things happen with so many people I've gotten to work with over the years who didn't think they could do something, and then they start training, and lo and behold, they do it, and that's where the real magic is in this stuff. So it's a windbag way of saying don't quit on yourself. We're just in charge of the effort today and the attitude today. We're not in charge of the results today, okay? So we got this. So we're going to string these babies together, and we're going to do, a form is a long choreographed sequence of movements. We're going to do our own little mini freestyle type of form, which will be just a nice practice sequence. So in the Yang style Tai Chi, the long form is 108 postures. We've done drawing the silk, boxing the tiger's ears, block up and kick, and we've done roll forward and press forward. That's 4 postures. So we got only 104 more to go, maybe, with a whole bunch of repetitions and train. So we got plenty to work. We're works in progress. Whatever, I'll shut up. Let's get to it. We're standing tall, getting ready to string this stuff together. Shoulders back, heads up high, arms a little bit rounded. Before we begin, take in and let go of a nice, slow, deep breath. All the way down into the stomach, and then you let it out little by little. And now we'll begin. Left heel up, empty step out to the side for drawing the silk. We'll shift over and draw the wrists up, palms out, sink. We're going to make fists now, stepping out on the left heel, rolling forward, boxing the tiger's ears. Sit back, step back, other side, right foot steps out, roll forward, flattening the feet, boxing the tiger's ears. Sit back, step back. We're going to block and kick now. So left under right, crossing wrists. We'll pick the left knee up, kick, pull it back, and lower down. Right side, block up and kick. Lower down. Left side, we'll scoop up, step out, press forward, come back, lowering the arms down. Right side, same thing. Breathing in and out. close that round of this exercise sequence by drawing the wrists up, stepping in, lowering the hands and the heel together. Whew! That's pretty nice. Let's take in a deep breath here. You might say, how do I get better at coordination and balance? I would say, like any martial artist, training. So we're going to do that sequence again. And we'll do it a third time. Usually the first time through it feels kind of awkward, kind of clunky. Second time through it feels pretty smooth. Third time it feels like, okay, we're doing some Tai Chi. So here we go. Might not feel smooth, might still feel clunky, but whatever. The practice is where all the magic happens. So here we go. Feet together, shoulders back, heads up high. Take in and let go of a nice, deep, cleansing breath. Deepest breath you've taken today. And away we go. Heel up, step out, drawing the silk. Wrists up to shoulder height, palms out. Sink, breathing out. Tight fists now. Step out on the left to box the tiger's ears. Come back. Other side. Step out. Boxing the tiger's ears. Come back. We'll cross wrists now, left under right, to block up and kick. Lower down. Right side. Right under left. Knee up, hands up. Block up and kick. Pull it back. Lower down. Scoop up as we breathe in. Roll forward and press forward. Come back. Other side. Draw the silk to close it. Nice deep breath. Take a moment to think about what went a little bit better that time than the first time. You might think, nothing went better. You might think, everything went better. Or if you're like a lot of people I've worked with, you might think, I don't even really know what I was doing that first time. I kind of only sort of know what I'm doing now. To which I'll say, let's do it a third time. And then we can do some standing qi-gong, some meditation to finish things out for our World Tai Chi Day 2021. This is the 7th annual World Tai Chi Day celebration for Dallas, Texas, and the 5th consecutive year that the mayor has proclaimed today as Dallas Tai Chi Day. So we'll do it a third time, in line with tradition, feeling really good that we're doing something positive here. Standing tall, feet together, shoulders back and down. Nice deep breath in and out. Say something like, I got this. Left heel up. Step out. Draw the silk. Wrists up to shoulder height. Palms out. Sink. We'll make fists as we shift over. Step out and box the tiger's ears. Come back. Other side. Step out. Box the tiger's ears. Come back. Left side, block up and kick. Right side, block up and kick. Left side, scoop up and press. Come back. Right side, scoop up and press. Come back. Draw the silk to close it. Deep breath. Good. So that's just a little taste of what's available in the broad and inclusive world of the internal Chinese arts like Tai Chi. And I gotta tell you, there is a lot more out there. There's a lot more within those moves. People find over years of practice, they have new insights, new discoveries about an application or how their energy feels or how their blood is flowing or how their weight is shifting. But again, the real magic just comes from practice. So I want to thank you for being brave and trying that out with me today. And I'll say this, if you like something that we've done today, it's probably because I've benefited from having fantastic teachers. In Cincinnati, Ohio, my hometown, I was very fortunate to learn from Shi Martin Ware and Shifu April Nordman. And here in Dallas, Texas, I get to learn from Master Wuzong Jia. And if there's something I've done well that you enjoyed, it's probably a result of their efforts with me over the years. If there's something I did that you didn't enjoy, probably my fault. But hopefully you're having fun. We got a few minutes left here to our World Tai Chi and Qi-gong Day 2021 experience. And you might say, hey man, we've done a fair amount of Tai Chi. What about this qi-gong stuff? Qigong, a lot of qigong movement sets look and feel a lot like Tai Chi to the untrained eye or to the untrained practitioner. Maybe even to a trained one. They look and feel very similar. The one key difference is with Tai Chi, since it's a martial art, there's always a fighting application available to techniques. With Qigong, Qigong is more intended to stimulate the flow of energy through the body. So there might be a fighting application to some Qigong movements, and some of them might even look just like Tai Chi movements, but the main focus is slightly different. And that also relates to the fact that Qigong internal practices predate those of Tai Chi martial practices. So if you want to start a big debate with a martial artist, ask them what style or what art came first, and get ready to hear some very strong opinions, because everybody takes great pride in their training and what they've been taught. That's not a bad thing. But when you think about documented history, you could say that Qigong practices go back thousands of years. Tai Chi practices might, but in terms of documented history, it's looking more like hundreds of years. Now there's a whole world of debate there too about documentation that we won't get into, but you could say Qigong is more aimed at meditation. And Qigong often stimulates points along the body or meridians of energy along the body that relate to different organs and organ systems. So when you think of qi-gong, a lot of people think of meditation, and they also think of those meridians that are more commonly found in traditional Chinese medicine or Eastern medicine. And you could spend a whole lifetime studying that stuff and feel like you maybe don't know all that there is. I'll say I've spent a lot of time studying and training with qi-gong, and I don't feel like I have the faintest idea on many of the aspects of what's available along the lines of traditional Chinese medicine. But I can tell you this, quieting the mind, quieting the body, focusing on breath, those are very helpful things. So I think the easiest place to start with qi-gong practice, and we'll just do a couple minutes of it, is with standing meditation. Qigong posts, post-training. And one famous posture or post, probably the most famous in Qigong practice, is tree, standing like a tree pose. So let's get our feet about hips width. Turn the toes out just a bit. Soften the knees. Let's tilt the pelvis back. Draw that herein up, the pelvic floor. Try to draw it up. Shoulders back and down. Stretch the crown of the head up. And let's start out here standing like a tree. Wrists are at about shoulder height. Elbows relaxed. Arms relaxed. You've got enough space, almost like you're giving a big hug to someone or a tree. Maybe that's where they're at. Or like you've got one of those big exercise balls you're hugging. And here, we'll just focus on breath. Deep breath, in and out. Again, using that diaphragm, using the belly. Instead of breathing in by puffing the shoulders and chest up, breathing in by feeling the stomach expand out. And as we breathe out, the stomach falls back towards the hips and spine. And as we breathe in here, we can try to imagine that we're pulling fresh air and fresh energy up from below. Just like a tree would through its roots, pull water and nutrients up from the soil, we'll imagine that we're pulling fresh air and fresh energy up through the feet, through the legs and hips, through the trunk, our head, arms, filling the space that we're hugging, and falling back down into the floor. In and out. One great thing about this posture too is you're engaging external rotators of the shoulder, your rotator cuff. You're getting good muscle activation through your legs, good postural awareness. So even if you're just thinking about the physical benefits, there are many. But when you think about what can happen, softening with the breath, there's even more available. And let's just take a moment here to think about something that went well today, trying out Tai Chi and qi-gong. And think about how in this moment we're practicing on the same wave of qi, energy, enthusiasm that we're sending all around the world today. No matter where you are and how you're practicing, you're joining a community of many thousands of people all around the world today doing the same thing. No matter what your reason for doing it, hopefully you feel great for doing it. I always like to take another moment just towards the end of practice to think about how right now we're controlling our breath. And it's not always possible. But if you can control your breath, you might be able to control more in life. Things like your response to people or to situations. Anyway, let's take a few deep breaths in here to close things out. Reach out, breathing in. Fresh air, fresh energy. Hopefully everybody's feeling healthy and happy. Happy and healthy. Nicely done. Thank you for joining us on World Tai Chi Day 2021, or what's known here in the city of Dallas, Texas as Dallas Tai Chi Day. We got a great proclamation. Thank you, Mayor Eric Johnson, for making that happen. And thanks to all of you for showing up. As a sign of respect to each other and to where we practice, let's give a slight bow. Why not give yourselves a round of applause for good work today? And thank you for bearing with me with the technical difficulties. Hopefully you had some fun. If you're in town, you can come to Clyde Warren Park sometime and do some Tai Chi. Or you could check out information on physical therapy, on Tai Chi for wellness, on all kinds of things at tribewellness.org. That's our company's website, Tribe, like a group of people, wellness.org. We also specialize in treating people with Parkinson's disease and other forms of Parkinsonism. So if we can do anything to help you or someone you care about, heck, even someone you don't care about, we can help them out, please send them our way. Thanks, everybody. Enjoy your World Tai Chi Day. Take care.